OpenAI was originally created as an open source nonprofit, and now is a closed for. It should be renamed closed for maximum profit. Because they are aiming to, I think, try to make $100 billion. I think, according to Sam Altman, get $100 billion from somewhere for some vast amount of compute to create digital God. Apparently, all the weights are stored in a comma separated value file, by the way. So, digital God will be a CSV file.
How do we import it? File, import, God. Elon, does the Biden administration have it out for you, and why?
I think there's probably aspects of the administration that are not, aspects of interests aligned with President Biden who probably do not wish good things for me. I don't know, really what their issue is, but there does seem to be a significant increase in the weaponization of government, and I'd say really sort of misuse of prosecutorial discretion in many areas where, and I think this is really a dangerous thing. The issue, I think, with the ADL is not a question of hate speech. It's not a question of anti-Semitism, obviously. It's that the ADL and a lot of other organizations have become activist organizations which are acting far beyond their stated mandate or their original mandate. And I think far beyond what donors to those organizations think they are doing. The ADL was instrumental in getting Donald Trump deplatformed. And then when we restored the account, they made it super clear that they regarded simply restoring his account on Twitter, now X, that constituted hateful speech. Well, he hasn't even said anything. He has to at least say something or post something for there to be incremental hateful content. This is absurd. And what's this got to do with anti-Semitism? Donald Trump's son-in-law is Jewish. He's Jewish conscious. I'm pretty sure he's not anti-Semitic. Okay. Yeah. Digital superintelligence might be the most significant technology that humanity ever creates. And it has the potential to be more dangerous than nuclear weapon. We're also, obviously have enabled direct subscription to accounts where whatever that somebody, you could be doing audio, video, long form text, anything, and you could subscribe to someone. That's, obviously that's a way for a subscriber to make a living as well, or for a creator to make a living. So the intent is for the X platform to be the best home for creators, where if you've got interesting content, then you want to put it on our platform. So you kind of know what to expect.
How complex is this of a problem compared to the other problems you've worked on in your career?
Making a rocket that is more than twice the size of the Saturn V, with the next rev of the rocket, it'll have roughly 3 times the thrust of a Saturn V, fully and rapidly reusable, whereas the Saturn V was completely expandable, and with Falcon 9, we still expand the upper stage, but we break back the boost stage, as people have probably seen the rocket landing videos, and we are also able to recover the variant with Falcon 9. But if I got a request from the president type of thing, from the American president, to be clear, then I would have turned it on. So, but no such request came through.
That's a really interesting point. And what Chamath is referring to is you're now being attacked. I saw there was Jake Tapper the other day on CNN interviewing our Secretary of State. He was all lathered up, basically attacking you for this.
David. To his credit, Secretary Blinken was actually quite supportive, despite the absurd, accusations and leading questions of Jake Tapper on CNN.
Yeah, he didn't take the bait, to his credit. My point is just, if you had never given Starlink...
Starlink is the fundamental communication backbone of the Ukrainian government and essential services, like first responders and that kind of thing. But I think you have to sort of think of, say, taking the actual example of Pearl Harbor and say, how did that work out for Japan? It didn't work out well at all. Right. Because it was a tactical victory. It enraged the American public, who sort of naturally wanted vengeance for this act. I don't think it's on the same scale, but there was certainly that potential of sort of a mini Pearl Harbor, with resulting in a massive escalation of hostilities. But this would not defeat Russia. It would enrage Russia.
My point is just, if you had never given Starlink to the Ukrainian government for free, voluntarily, you just volunteered it, then no one would be attacking you right now for not turning it on so they could do their attack on Crimea. Also, one other thing I'll note is that your reason for not turning it on, which is you don't be part of what could be a major escalation, was exactly the reason the Biden administration did not give ATACMS missiles to Ukraine at that point in the war. Now, they may be changing their minds, but they were very worried about an attack, the administration was, an attack on Crimea, triggering some huge escalation in this war. So not only did you not receive a directive from President Biden, your thinking was very much in line with theirs at the time, and
Right,
yet,
exactly.
and you're being attacked for that now.
And Tesla has been very successful domestically in China. Their policy has been to sort of reunite Taiwan with China, an integral part of China that is arbitrarily not part of China, mostly because of the U.S. Has the U.S. Pacific Fleet has stopped any sort of reunification effort force. Strategically, you can imagine Taiwan is not easy because it's very close to the coast of China. There will come a point, if probably not in the not too distant future, where China's military strength in that region far exceeds U.S. military strength, despite showing repeated analyses of the system, including third-party analysis of the system, which actually showed that the number of views of hateful content declined. The third parties who have all the data analyzed and said, actually, there's less hate speech using the public algorithm, the open source algorithm. So we are trying to optimize for user time on the platform. What this naturally means is that posting content that someone looks at longer is going to get higher priority than content that is short. It's aspiring to maximize unregretted user minutes, is what I call it. If we're succeeding, you want to spend more time on the platform, and you want to, and after having spent that time, you don't want to regret it. Enrage Russia.
Do you donate? Do you donate the network, or do they pay you for it? Yeah.
So I'm actually not sure what the final accounting is at this point, but I think our sort of cost of supporting things at roughly $100 million. Now, the $100 million does not count the massive risk to the entire Starlink constellation, because Russia would like to have the entire thing deleted. Nobody's compensating us for that. So if we were to get, say, our control center were taken down in a cyber attack, they could command all the satellites to the orbit and destroy the entire system, or use anti-satellite weapons. This is a pretty significant risk.
So how do you feel about the purchase now?
Yeah, well, I should say we've recently seen a significant increase in advertising, which is great. So that's if that trend continues, I think the company will be in very good financial shape on the advertising front. From a feature standpoint, I think we might have delivered more new features, in the last year than in the last all Twitter did in 5 years. There's really the feature development pace, and this has been done with 15% of the original company, maybe a little more, 15 to 20%. So it's really efficient. Now OpenAI is somewhat it's very closely aligned with Microsoft. OpenAI servers are running in Azure and Microsoft data centers. I think Microsoft having more control than OpenAI. They have access to all the source code. They have access to all the weights of the GPT-4 and future versions. So they have all rights to this. At any point, really, they could cut off OpenAI. I don't think OpenAI quite realizes that the dependence on Microsoft. And even if Microsoft does break some contract, they'll just be tied up in litigation for